Thank you very much, Madam Chairman. I'm going to resist getting into a lengthy conversation on this subject. It's a road that's been well traveled before. We've had this debate a number of times, and in fact, I'll just note that most of the agenda are items that have come up in this committee in the past. So I don't know that we need a protracted debate on any of those items today. The makeup of the committee and the fact that all the members are present kind of leads one to believe what the outcome is going to be today. So I don't know if it's really worth getting into that at the moment. But I do want to express my concern over this particular item. You could go through the actual financial impact of having such a policy and discuss, what's going to happen out in the real world when this happens and how it will affect various businesses and industries and individuals. But I'll just say from a point of principle that the relationship, and some of my colleagues that actually serve on the Housing Committee with me, we just left the Housing Committee. I made a very similar argument in the case of landlords and tenants, but this is the same type of situation, which is that you have an employer and employee-based contract. It's a private contract between those parties. In America, it's a freely negotiated contract where both sides get to engage in the conversation and determine what the job entails and how much the pay is and what other benefits exist and so forth. And every time the legislature interjects itself into that private relationship, we're upending the freedom of those parties to engage in commerce. And that ultimately impacts the amount of commerce that is done. It's damaging to an economy to provide regulations like this, and it is damaging not only to employers, which are clearly going to be impacted by this new requirement, it's also damaging to employees looking for work because of the opportunities that might be reduced by enacting such a policy. And I'd also add that it takes away the ability for an employee to negotiate benefits that they choose. I may want a different type of benefit as an employee negotiating with an employer than paid time off or paid sick days. I might want something entirely different. I might want more pay, or I might want, I might value the office that has a window. Who knows? But when we take away the freedom of the people that we come up here to represent, we are not doing them any favors. And I just want to make that abundantly clear, because the way these bills are always advertised is if they're to help people. We're helping people. We're doing such nice things for this community or that community, or we're going to fight back against evil corporations and benefit employees. That's not what's happening. What's happening is everyone is affected by these laws. And these laws take freedom away from everyone, employers and employees, to make their own decisions and make their own agreements for their own purposes and based on their own wishes. And I didn't mean to get long-winded, so I will leave it there. But a number of these bills on the agenda today have exactly the same problem. They are an interference in a private contract between free citizens, something we should never do. And I'll be a no on this one, Madam Chairman.